We're here.
Hey, we're here. Are we live?
We are live.
We're live.
We're live.
We're live. Hey, welcome to the Legends Clubhouse. Kind of looks like I might be in the clubhouse today.
I was about to say,
Um,
bro, like for real.
I know, dude. It's comfy, man. It's I don't have a glare. I don't look like a ghost.
Got all kinds of
Um,
books and fancy shit back there.
Dude, yeah, man. I've written every single book behind me. Um,
Have you?
go check them out.
You, you might have written them. Have you read them?
No, no. I only write. I don't read. So,
Nice.
welcome to the Legends Clubhouse. I am Bobby Kaboose, as always. Through that screen, in that, you're very rarely on remote location. So,
Very rare,
um,
yeah.
people wouldn't be surprised if that was a wheelchair that you were sitting in, and that's, you're like Professor X, or someone with a but that is, the robotic man in that screen is Lawson Turner. What's going on, man?
Bro, it's the day before Thanksgiving.
Dude, craziness, right?
It,
I
it
when it was the 1st of November, I was like, I can't believe it's November, and I can't believe that it's a day before Thanksgiving now.
bro, it is almost as if you close your eyes, blink, and you're like, oh, I remember when it was February. And
Yeah.
it to me, and I see the same pictures and funny memes year round where it's like January super long, February is a little shorter, then it's from March till October it's all just crunched up because it seems like it just flies.
Absolutely, man. And so Thanksgiving is tomorrow.
Hmm.
Tonight is the biggest bar night of the year. And it is also a little known fact that it is the most popular day to get carry out pizza. I'm not sure if you knew
Are you
that,
serious?
but it is because if you think about it, most not to say that the cooking is a man's or a woman's role, but whoever is cooking tomorrow usually doesn't want to cook the day before Thanksgiving, so it is the biggest pizza selling day of the year.
That makes sense. I was gonna say when you contextualize it like that, if you would have said anything, I wouldn't, thought about it. But it really does make sense because I know a handful of people that are already cooking right now.
Right.
Just slow cooking all that
Oh, the
jazz. So,
prep and yeah, and all that. Yeah. I'm
dude,
glad
it's
I'm
a
I'm glad I'm not in that position.
yeah.
And luckily for me, the stuff that I cook is usually only edible for me. So other people may not like it. So I probably will never be in that position that I have to cook a whole Thanksgiving feast for multiple people. So,
Uh,
but so what's Thanksgiving look like in the Turner household?
bro. So for the majority of my life, we go to my mom's dad's house, and from her sisters to cousins to everybody brings at least two, three things different. This year's gonna be a little bit different. My sister has their own spot, so we're having Thanksgiving over there, and she's having a couple friends over, and my mom's dad's coming over, and so it was it was hilarious because my mom just texted me, "Hey, I'm cooking this, and this. Is there anything else you want?" And it's kind of bittersweet because my Mimi when every year she would make the coleslaw, and for whatever reason, I don't know if you're a coleslaw connoisseur.
I'm not a coleslaw guy.
Not, but she would put, there was always a joke. I put my big toe in it, which is why it tastes so good. But then she told,
Mhm.
my mom and her sister what the secret was to hers, and I'm like, y'all can never get it to taste like Mimi's. And sadly, she passed away a couple years ago, and we were all like, that first Thanksgiving without her, it was tough. And they were like, we try to make it just like Mimi did, but for the most part, for a lot of your you know, everybody for the most part that comes, they all have like their signature thing. Like my mom's for years was her baked mac and cheese. My aunt Nancy's was her dressing or stuffing depending upon where you're from, what you call it. Everybody does, and brings something different to the table, no pun intended. And then my mom makes a good I think it's called like strawberry salad, where it's like a dessert where the crust is she'll she'll make a concoction of crushed up pretzels and graham crackers for the crust bottom layer, and it's basically like whipped cream. I said whipped cream. Whipped cream.
Whipped crease.
Whipped cream.
Dude,
Yeah.
I gotta try some of that whipped crease.
Hey, dog, it might change your life. Cream cheese, whipped cream, and strawberries on top. And when I remember the first time she ever made it, it was to a T. And because she's a perfectionist, she can't get the crust right. Like she can't get that. It's either too flaky or it's too hard. She can't get just that perfect, um, just just the right amount of crunch. But she's still, cause she's been cooking for so long, and I always say moms have superpowers. So
Yeah.
like, she hardly measures anything anymore. She's like, oh, I'll just add about this much of this
A
and
little
that
bit of this,
much
a
of,
little bit of that.
dude,
Yeah, man.
and it fucking tastes delicious. So yeah,
And
good.
you know, you wonder like with mothers doing that,
Mm,
just like eyeball test, you do the who is it, Emerald, blah, bam, bam, just throw that
yeah.
shit in there. You wonder why all these teenagers steal their mom's scale to measure weed out, right? You got to get the enough in that dime bag and make sure that it's the right, percentage on your ounces and your, you know.
Yeah, my sister wasn't cool enough to steal. She was like, "Hey, mom, I need to borrow your scale."
Yeah. Oh, for what?
And oh no, my
Just
mom.
measuring stuff.
Oh no, my mom. See, my mom was always the cool mom. Everybody loved my mom. She was like, hey, if you're going to partake in anything, I'd rather you come and tell me and have it under my roof so I can at
Yeah,
least manage. If you're and she would always have the saying, you got to be smart when you're doing something stupid. And
yeah.
she would, it's obviously she would say, obviously if you're too young, no. But if you get to the age where, because my mom grew up in a different time, in the 70s and 80s, and she always makes a joke that, oh, I grew up with a contact high because her dad was a
Right.
hippie, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, Thanksgiving is around Detroit. It's huge, man, because we got the
Mm,
Lions game. Um, Back in the day, dude, like Thanksgiving used to be one of my favorite holidays because for a stretch of time, for about 10 years, we used to do the whole turkey bowl thing.
mm,
Me and the group of friends that I used to hang out with, we would go out the night before, Wednesday, biggest bar night of the year. We would get, completely fucked up, have a great time. My mom would actually come pick us up from the bar because, we don't want to drink and drive, and you know that the boys in blue are out that tonight, so they expect a lot of drunks to be on the road. So if you do go out, drive safely and be responsible.
mm.
But so we would hang out until the bar closed. um, Mom would come pick us up, take my friends home, take me home. We would wake up at 7:30 in the morning to be at the football field at 8 o'clock to play full contact flag football with full offensive and defensive linemen. It was cool. It was like we usually have like a 10-on-10 game.
Yeah.
It lasts for about 2 hours. We do like an hour and a half. And weather, no matter what the weather is, we played in, a little bit of snow. We played when it was
Oh,
freezing. We
100%.
played when it was like 50 degrees out. But it was almost guaranteed that one person would at least puke in the parking lot because of being hungover or on the field.
Yeah.
And the field that we played on just happened to have a lot of goose shit on it too. So like, I mean, we would, you would have to show up with a black and a white shirt just in case what team you got drafted on with the captains and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So by the time we were done, those white shirts were all full of grass
Goosh.
stains and goose shit stains. But it was fun as hell.
Mm-hmm.
We would leave, the older and older we got, we would leave sore as shit and be, out of commission for a couple of days. But we used to do Thanksgiving dinner at like noon, watch the Lions game, disperse. So my sister and my brother could go to their significant others' families' houses, and if I was dating someone, I could go, wherever.
Yeah.
But it's been a little different since my mom passed a few years ago. Now we go to my brother's house. We kind of have like a lunch. We don't have like the whole turkey thing, but like we have like a nice,
Get
I would
together.
call it maybe like a brunch, because it's more breakfast foods, but it's like elaborate and we're good.
Uh
And
huh.
then we come over to we watch Lions game. Come over to the girlfriend's parents' house for our turkey dinner and stuff. It's very good day. I miss playing football in the morning, but I don't know if at 38 years old, if I can still stiff arm people like I used to be able to, and sling the rock all over the place. But
Yeah.
um, so I do want to go through some stuff with you, man. Some Thanksgiving stuff. We gotta discuss what's on the Thanksgiving table, right?
What's on the table?
And
What's on the plate? What are you getting? 100%.
what's
Yeah.
what's on the table, what shouldn't be on the table, what you're putting on your plate, and what we're going. So first of all, we got to go with the big bird, the turkey. Are you going with the turkey, or what's your
Okay, so
breakdown of the turkey?
turkey for me, it's very hit or miss. So normally, um, I wouldn't. I'm more of a ham over turkey on Thanksgiving kind of person. The thing with the a 10 out of 10 turkey beats a 10 out of 10 ham, but it is extremely hard to do a 10 out of 10 turkey. Most of the time when you get a little bit of it, it's dry. It doesn't matter how much, whether it's a gravy or cranberry sauce or whatever you put on your turkey, it's extremely hard to get it to taste right. So I always just go with the safer option. Like obviously for tradition, I'll get a little bit of turkey, and then the majority of like your sliced meat and stuff will be ham for me. But
Right.
to to
Completely agree. I
to
completely agree.
uh
Turkey, you need to take your turkey and stuff it. And that, pun intended, get the turkey off the table. Turkey is gross. Like I get it's tradition, blah 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 blah. You can forget about it. If you're in my household, like, and if you're making dinner, people expect the turkey. That's fine, but get it away from me. I'm just like you. Give me the ham, and it can't be any of that honey baked shit either. I don't want a honey baked ham. The honey makes it gross. But just a regular slab of ham, I'm
yeah.
happy with. That will be
Mhm.
my meat for the meal, and everyone else can enjoy that gross ass turkey that you're gonna eat.
Yeah.
Whether it's slow cooked, whether it's in the oven, whether
Fried.
it's roasted, whatever, dude, you take it. I only put turkey lunch meat if there's enough other meats and cheese and condiments on there that I don't taste the turkey.
Yeah, and once again, I'm not dissing turkey. That's just not my go-to. Like I'm more of a for Thanksgiving. I'm all about them sides, baby. Get like
Yeah.
I'll load my plate up with sides before I do like your mains or
All right.
your
We're
meats.
about to get in the sides, man.
Uh
We're
huh.
about to get in the sides. So we figured out the meat. Both of us. Hey, if you're sitting at the Legends Clubhouse, this is the Legends Clubhouse Thanksgiving table. There is no turkey. We got ham. So if you want to come join us and
Tur-
hit us with the ham,
Turkey's at the kids'
we're there.
table. Turkey's at the
Yeah.
kids' table. Feel free,
Turkey's out in the lawn because no one was able to cook it right, so we just punted it out there.
dude.
I think John Madden, we don't got no eight-legged turkey, or turducken.
I was about to say no
But
turducken.
yeah, so turkey's out. We
Yeah.
got the ham. We're on the same page. Okay,
Hmm.
side number one, stuffing. You going with stuffing?
For my number one
Not
and
your
number
number one, just on the plate.
oh
I'm just gonna go down the list.
dressing's 100% on it. Yeah,
Okay,
my
so you call it dressing down in the South,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay, so we're on the same page because I don't like stuffing is technically inside stuffing in the turkey. That's the
homemade,
difference.
homemade
Yeah,
stuffing. Now,
yeah. I'm
don't
cool with stovetop too, boy. I'm good
oh
with that. Any kind of stuffing, I'm good with.
listen, I ain't got a problem, but from my neck of the woods, we don't do none of that stovetop shit. We do that shit, raw from scratch. The biggest thing for me, and well, sometimes you'll stuff the turkey, my aunt, who normally makes the stuffing, she'll just bring it out in just big ass trays, cause
Yeah. Well,
and that shit's just
that's the difference, right? So the reason why they call it
yeah,
stuffing
it's just
is because
stuffed in the turkey. Yeah.
when it's outside the turkey, it's considered dressing. But I actually didn't know that until a couple years ago because
Mm-hmm.
everyone just calls it stuffing up here.
Yeah.
Not many people. I think that's a southern thing
Yeah.
of calling it dressing. But yeah. So stuffing is a must go, dude. Like I said, I don't care if it's stovetop. I don't care if it's homemade. It's got to be there. It's
Mm.
the signature side of Thanksgiving.
One
We both agree?
1,000,000%. And
All right. So far we got ham and stuffing on our
uh,
Thanksgiving
on our
table.
plate, yeah.
All right. So the next one I'm going with is you got to have corn, right?
No,
Corn. What?
absolutely not. No.
How do you not have corn?
For listen, I'm not anti corn. For me personally, no, nah.
What?
There are so many other sides I could fill up on my plate that I'm just like, corn's cool. You can keep. Listen, that's more for you, man.
I guess, man. I know it brings no nutritional value, but it's good. Especially if it's seasoned or anything. Like I don't like cream corn, but like corn's got to be on there. You got to have a vegetable. Like I said, it's not nutritional value, but hey, at least I can say I had a vegetable
Yeah.
on my Thanksgiving plate. So I'm giving the pass to the corn. I can't believe you don't put corn on your shit.
Listen,
Anyway,
once again, it's on the table. It just doesn't find its way to my plate.
whatever, dude. The next thing is the traditional cranberry sauce thing that comes out of the jar. It's got and it just sits there. Is that on your table,
I've never tried. I've always just been. I've
dude?
never tried it. It just doesn't look nah.
Bro,
And
yeah,
once
we can take that shit
and once
and throw it
again,
against the wall.
I know some people that do it from scratch and they love it, and I'm like, cool for you. I'm not touching it.
Anything that has ridges of the can still in it when you pour it out, I'm not.
Absolutely not.
It's
No,
good.
hell
I'm
no.
good on that.
Yeah.
So we can throw that against the wall. We can throw it outside. That's not at the Legends Clubhouse Thanksgiving table.
Mm.
I'm glad you agree with that because I was about to chew you a new one if you like that cranberry
I
gelatin bullshit.
I might. I've
Um,
never tried it because it just doesn't look, appetizing or
I
appealing.
I used to drink cranberry and vodkas, and I didn't even really care for the cranberry juice. I was like, what else am I gonna? I can't. I'm not gonna drink a screwdriver all night, so that I have a horrible citrus headache in the morning.
Yeah.
So we are good on anything that tastes like cranberry. Just get it away from me.
I like cranberry juice,
So
but just the sauce presentation, I'm like, no, I'm good on that.
what else is there? There's a green bean casserole, I guess. Like anything on a green bean.
I'm not eating that shit either.
Me either, man. There's, green beans. I enjoy green beans by themselves, but the casserole, I don't know what's in that thing. It doesn't look appealing. Like hey, check out newleafnews.com. I just put out an article about serving side dishes to picky eaters on Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
And hey, so look, I get it. I am probably the worst person to invite to a Thanksgiving dinner, right? Hey, invite me over after dinner. I can have desserts and I can drink and I can watch football. But if you're gonna have me at your table, just be prepared. You're gonna need some side dishes that, I
Appease
like,
you.
and that is not one of them.
Yeah.
Um, what about meatballs? Do you do meatballs at Thanksgiving?
I'm thinking back over the years, I don't think we've ever done meatballs once.
So we're implementing meatballs this year. Me and the girlfriend, we signed a petition. We got enough signatures to get that shit on the table for this year. And hey, again, I'm not a brown gravy guy. So with the meatballs, you got to either have a chicken gravy, a Swedish gravy, or hey, do your best Italian impersonation and get the marinara out because I'm not touching it with brown gravy. I'm gonna scrape that gravy off and
Hmm.
hopefully I was gonna say maybe the dog can lick it off, but that'd be kind of gross for me eating it after. So I'm not gonna do that. But
Yeah.
a proper meatball I can have on the table. What about mashed potatoes? You fuck with mashed
Oh,
potatoes?
110%. Yeah.
I do
Mm.
not. Again, texture, I don't like it. Taste, I don't like it. I can eat fries. I can eat like um, a potato skin or potato wedges.
No potato
No, man,
salad?
no,
No.
no,
Mm.
no. But
Interesting.
like I said, man, like most people, they make the little cave. They put the gravy volcano in there. It just looks gross to me, man. And the texture. I'm a texture guy too. So like
Yeah.
when the texture is not there, can't do it, dude.
110%. I'm big on texture and presentation. Like
Yeah.
if it doesn't look good, I'm not gonna fucking eat it. It
Right.
and if it does look good and I try it and it's just like I'm not a big fan of things in casings. Like
Hmm.
corns, beans, things like that. It's just the casing part of it. It's just there's just some,
Yeah.
and once again, I don't know if it is like the little kid part of my brain, like ew, yuck. But just the casing
Dude,
shit. I'm just not a
That,
fan.
that's what I mentioned. That's what I mentioned in my article. I'm like, look, like I was like because I put mac and cheese out there, right? And that's going to be the next thing I talk about, mac and cheese. And I'm like, what kid doesn't look like mac and cheese?
I got a
Not
funny
saying that
story.
not saying that all picky eaters are kids,
Uh
but
huh.
we are somewhat like children because we eat what we eat, and then it's good.
Yeah.
So mac and cheese, man, is mac and cheese
Oh,
on your
I'm
table?
I'm getting 2, 3 portions of it, man.
Hell yeah.
Dude. I'll never forget. So once again, m- my mom's thing was baked mac and cheese. One of once again from scratch. One of my buddies growing up, he was not a mac and cheese fan. We were like, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "I ate it so much as a kid, I just don't like it." And I'm like,
Okay.
I can respect
And,
that.
and that's one thing.
Right.
To just straight up not like it, like what is wrong with you? But like if
Yeah.
it's something like that, that was like me with milk or like for a long time I didn't want peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because like I
You just
ate them
had
so
us
much as a
yeah.
kid. I'm like I'm done with peanut butter and jelly, but
Mhm.
now I can eat them. But um
Before you get into the next one, and I didn't know that this was even a thing. So last year, I spent Thanksgiving up at my dad's side of the family and stuff like that. And when I came back to Georgia, we stopped by his dad's house and we were, just talking XYZ, chopping it up, things like that. And my mom just wanted an ETA as to when I was going to be home. And I said, hey, we're at Bob's house right now, and she asked me a weird question, and when I read it, to my dad, his dad, and his wife, and they were kind of looked confused. I said that we were at Bob's house, and she said, "Oh, that's awesome. Are y'all eating lasagna?" And they all I had the exact same thing. I'm like, what does she mean by that? So I asked them, I was like, hey
yeah.
guys, what does this mean? And they were all like, she remembers that, and I was like, there is this an inside thing? And my my when my mom and dad were together, they would go to just so many Thanksgivings that my dad's dad said, you know what, I'm gonna throw out the tradition and we're gonna be different because we're sick. If you're going from one Thanksgiving to another to another to another,
Right.
you're eating a lot of the same things. He's like, so you know what,
Yeah.
our thing when you come over, we're having lasagna. And I was like, that's a great little twist to it.
Yeah.
So
But like
right.
going back to I've never heard of lasagna
Me
on
either.
Thanksgiving,
I just
even
thought
as
it
a
was
side dish.
yeah.
Um, but like mac and cheese isn't as popular as you think either. Mac and cheese, like a lot of people don't put mac and cheese out for their Thanksgiving dinner. I
Hmm.
actually had to probably about 10 years ago, probably a little bit 10, 12 years ago,
Yeah.
I actually asked my mom because again, growing up, my plate would look like ham, corn, stuffing, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I asked her, I was like, would you be able to make like a baked mac and cheese? And just, one that you buy from the store, just throw it in the oven. And she started doing that for me. And, now it's a must to have mac and cheese on there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't care if it's Kraft. I don't care if it's Velveeta. I don't care if it's an oven baked or home, made from scratch.
Hmm.
It's hard to fuck up mac and cheese, and it should be a staple on the Thanksgiving dinner table. So,
110%. Yeah.
um, But what would be the next? I'm trying to think of other shit that people have for Thanksgiving.
Deviled eggs.
Because I've never had deviled eggs on Thanksgiving, but I'm not against it.
I,
Is that a thing for you?
I fuck with deviled eggs crazy. Yeah, them. It's and deviled eggs. It's really hard to fuck them up because once again, it's literally just the biggest thing for me because how people that I've because I've never been someone who cooks on Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
but from the times that you can add a little too much paprika on top to make it to give it a little bit not really heat but too much spice to overpower the filling that you put in
Mhm.
in the egg itself. But other than that, yeah, I fuck with deviled eggs crazy on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I never thought of deviled eggs as a Thanksgiving thing. I would definitely mess with it. I, for some reason, like you said, it's hard to fuck them up. But for some reason, whenever I look at them, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be delicious. And then I have it, I'm like, oh, that was okay. Like,
Yeah.
they to me they look way more appetizing than they actually taste.
Mhm.
But that doesn't stop me from eating them either.
Yeah.
Because I love scrambled eggs and shit. So
Mhm.
it's um just a preference. But um, is there any other like actual sides or main course stuff? A salad? Are you messing with a salad on Thanksgiving?
I was gonna say, do you mean like a pasta salad or like a salad salad?
Like a salad, not a
I
pasta
was gonna say
salad.
we don't have like salads. Like we're that's the day where we're about to eat 8,000 calories and 3 plates of
Mhm.
everybody's shit. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
then is the pasta salad on there?
for me, yeah, cornbread is another one.
Yeah, cornbread's a southern thing, man. We
It's
ain't doing cornbread up here.
it's so good. Once again, if done right, because I've had some shitty dry cornbreads, and I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, I don't know if y'all didn't make it right, or if you didn't pre slit pre-slit it open and put extra butter in it to moisten it up, or
yeah.
whatever the case may be. So I think
So
go ahead.
no, I was gonna ask. Go ahead, man, because I was gonna ask if there was anything else that I'm missing.
Um,
'Cause I
are
do know the next part I'm going to, but we need to get the sides and the main stuff done.
I was gonna say I assumed we had a third part. I wasn't gonna jump the gun. I was gonna say I'm assume we're gonna get to desserts here in a minute.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Um, so for desserts, man, I know there's one that sticks out. What I'm gonna ask you just straight up, what's for dessert?
Um. See, I'm not the biggest on desserts. Desserts are cool. I'm more of a savory than sweet kind of person.
Okay.
Um, I'm not touching pumpkin pie.
Thank God that's not on
I'm
our table.
I'm not touching
No,
it.
get that away.
I
Get that away.
I'm not touching it.
Me either.
And once again, I get the tradition, and I listen. I like a lot of the same things in a lot of aspects of my life. Shows, movies, things like that, routines.
Mhm.
I respect it. It'll be on the counter. I'm not getting a slice. And
Hey,
it's okay.
look, just because the fall is a time where these pumpkins uh grow
Mm,
doesn't mean that we have to use them. Fucking keep them in the ground, keep them on their vine. Look, we buy enough for Halloween and carve them. We don't need to fucking eat them too. Like that, it just like I said, just because it grows outside doesn't mean we have to fucking eat it. It's
mm,
gross. Get it away from me. Give me an old school apple pie. I almost said pumpkin pie. Shit.
yep.
Give me an apple pie. And, I know people are like, oh man, I love warm apple pie. Dude, I like cold apple pie. When you put that shit in the fridge and, you have a nice cool temperature on it, you put some whipped cream on there, man, get some ice cream to go along with it. That's the route to go. If you want to be just a pumpkin spice latte basic bitch, that's fine too. But get that pumpkin pie away from me.
First, I was gonna say I love, once again, the concept of an apple pie. I can't eat it because it has apples in it and I'm allergic. I know I'm the one person in the world that's allergic to apples. Fucking weird.
The hell is
Uh,
allergic to apples? Can you drink apple juice?
yeah, which is the funny thing.
Really?
Dead serious. I don't know. I don't know if it's the fucking peel or the fucking skin. I have no idea.
That's
Um,
weird.
yeah, I know. Fucking but yeah, things like apple pie, pumpkin pie. I know some years we've had red velvet cake. We've had my mom's strawberry, dessert that she makes. I remember this one year she substituted strawberries for pineapple, and that was fucking good. Um, oh, sweet potato casserole. Is that a southern thing?
Sweet. It's not, but I'm not touching it either. I don't like sweet potatoes.
It's dude, you listen. If you have a good sweet potato casserole with some sweet potatoes, yams, fucking give me some fucking marshmallows and brown sugar and throw that bitch in the oven. Damn, that sounds delicious. Like, mmm, I can't wait till
Yeah,
tomorrow
man.
now.
I'll pass on that, dude.
Ah, dude, you
I'll pass
miss. Hey,
100% on that.
that's fine. Hey,
Um,
that's fine. More for me.
so hey, so we gotta break down what is on our table. Okay, so we don't have a turkey. Fuck that. We have a ham.
Ham,
We have mac and cheese.
mac and cheese.
I'm putting meatballs in there. I know
That's
you
fine.
know
I,
you're okay with
yeah,
that.
dressing.
Yeah, stuffing slash dressing,
Yep.
great.
Mm.
Um, corn. Corn's got to be on
Corn
there.
slash
Uh,
cornbread. Fuck it.
yeah. Um, your gross sweet potato pie or sweet
Sweet potato
potatoes,
casserole.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can stay on your end of the table. Don't even think about passing that to me. What about green beans? Green beans in there? We
N-
could say green bean casserole, but just straight up green beans.
nah.
Okay, green beans. I can, if you don't want it, we don't have to have it. We might not have room on the table. And then we have our apple pie,
We're at the Legends Clubhouse. We got a whole boardroom desk.
and then what are we drinking? Some
Oh,
champagne,
sweet tea.
uh, sweet tea.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with like a soda or champagne or alcoholic beverage.
Yeah. We from the south, baby. We drink a sweet tea, soda, or water. And for me, give me that homemade pitcher of sweet tea right out the fucking fridge.
Ugh, ugh.
Uh,
Ugh.
my ass. You
I'm
don't need.
glad I'm not from the South, bro.
You don't even need ice in it. It's damn near freezer cold in the fridge.
We don't need any of that. Um, we don't need any of that. So.
Dude,
But yeah, man, so I think we would have a nice Legends feast for all. I feel like once you're a member of the Legends Clubhouse, which it's a very exclusive club, but it's like Whoville. Everyone's like, ah, who knows, ah, who knows, and we all gather around the table and have like a giant feast.
yeah, dude, it
As of
would
right
be.
now, though, the feast is only for two, but
Yo,
we
just
need some more members of the Legends Clubhouse.
just wait in a couple years when we have an IRL Thanksgiving Legends Clubhouse stream.
Yeah, man.
It'll be some crazy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's
Um,
one of the best things about it too is just like seeing people that either you, because once again, about this time, and I really feel how I feel now how we felt about Halloween, where it's like, oh, I wonder how many people are gonna go out and trick or treat. I
mhm.
feel like when I was younger, and maybe it's a southern thing, but I feel like when I was younger, we were all held together by like the family camaraderie thing. And now that and now that like me and all my cousins get older, they're all doing their own shit, and I'm
Yeah,
still making sure that I'm like, okay, I gotta see pops for fucking Thanksgiving. Like that's just a thing.
yeah. For Thanksgiving around here, like it was always just like immediate family. Like we never really got together with cousins or aunts, uncles, whatever. It was
Mm-hmm.
just the immediate family, and that's fine. I was telling the girlfriend when we get a place of our own, like I would like to um host like almost like an after party, like after 7 o'clock. Anyone can come by if they don't have family things going on.
Come
Come
by,
hang
drink,
out.
we'll kick it.
drink, play games, watch football, whatever.
Yeah.
I always like that concept because I was always one of those people that like, my Thanksgiving usually ended at 3 o'clock or after the Lions game, which I'm pissed that they moved it back to 1 o'clock.
Yeah. I was gonna
But
say yours ended at 3,
yeah,
like for the majority of your life.
yeah.
Oh, 3 is just when it gets fucking started.
Well,
Well, I was gonna.
that's what I'm saying. Like, my mom would prepare the dinner for like noon,
Yeah.
and so we would eat, and then she did this so that if we had significant others, we go to their families
Gotcha.
afterwards, and she
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
wanted to just get us out of the way. And
Yeah.
I
Gotcha.
was
Yeah.
single for the majority of my life, so
Mhm.
I would just when I had my own place, I would just go back home,
Mhm.
probably about 5 or 6, and just watch the rest of football and just kind of hang out and see if anyone was
Mhm.
doing anything. And so I always, sorry, I got distracted by a big moving truck. Um,
Wonder what they're
and
moving.
our DoorDash is here.
Nice.
So,
The
but
Continue.
yeah, so our Thanksgiving was very minimal. It was nice to have a nice meal or whatever, but I always wanted to be like, okay, like let's for people like me that don't have kids and or whatever, or even if they have kids and they want to bring them around, like that's perfectly fine too.
Mhm.
Just to hang out because most people don't work on Fridays, so
Right.
or the Friday after
Thanksgiving.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We yeah, for thinking about it, the majority of my life, like we're still like we're wrapping up cooking at 3, and we'll
Hmm.
probably eat around 4:30, and we'll be there till 7:30, 8 o'clock. Depending upon
Yeah.
who. I mean, obviously some people leave early.
Hmm.
Depending upon the things, but that they've like going on. But here's an example. So like I got a I got a text about 2 hours ago. Hey, everyone's getting together at 3 at my
Hmm.
sister's house. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna you know we'll get together at 3. We might not eat till 3:40,
Yeah.
and by then, once again, the game will be on the TV. We'll all just be kicking it, chilling, and all that jazz. But it's always a good time when you see people you don't normally see, but once, twice a year. Whether I was gonna say it's really, it really, not saying that it didn't open my eyes before, but like if I were to close my eyes and think back, like yeah, dude, like everyone from like all three of my mom's other sisters when uh one was still with us. Everybody would show up from cousins, aunts, from first cousins to fucking fifth cousins. Like it,
Hmm.
like we would roll 18, 20 deep in a house at some years before people started growing up and getting a life.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we would always have just our immediate family. Then my brother and my sister's girlfriends or boyfriends would be
Hmm.
over. Very once I think once a couple of times, like a friend of someone would be over if they didn't have any place to go,
Hmm.
things like that. But for the majority, it was just immediate family, like, and it's fine with that. And then I could take a nap or something after,
Yeah,
um, or
100%.
whatever. So, but sometimes it's nice not to have. But like I do enjoy. My mom's side of the family was very large, but none of us. None of us saw each other minus the holidays anyway. So
Yeah.
like it's like okay, like whatever. Um, once a year type thing. So it wasn't like we were ever close, but
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to it this year. Like ever since me and the girlfriend got together, like it's been fun. We actually, I actually have places to go and people to see and things. So like it kind of boosted my
Morale.
Thanksgiving morale,
Yeah.
even though I did enjoy doing the turkey bowl thing and all that. Are
It'll
you
still live
a
forever right here, though.
yeah?
Example, and I'm just curious. Did you guys ever take like pictures afterwards or whatever, like with everyone all just messed up?
No.
Yeah.
We
Well,
did have actually we did have one of my buddy's dads came out to watch and he was grilling us breakfast sausages on the sideline.
that's
So that was
awesome.
pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's
But
funny.
yeah, are you a Black Friday shopper?
Um, I'll always look at the deals growing up and things like that. I was, growing up the way I grew up, broke and really poor,
Yeah.
the majority of my life. So that was never a thing and or opportunity for me to do that. I would always just skim and scroll the deals like, oh, but I also it was really interesting because like my mom instilled in me younger, you'll have everything you need and a little bit of what you want.
Yeah.
And so for the most part, I never had any like desires like, oh, the new blah 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 came out, or oh, this is on sale, I want to or whatever like that. I remember
Right.
there was one year, maybe like 2012 or something, where I got something on Black Friday, but it wasn't like anything like super on sale or anything like that. It
Yeah.
was one of the smaller things that it's really the
Yeah,
little
I
things that
was never
count.
the type to I was never the type to like stand in line for anything or whatever.
Oh,
But
I love the
2 years
fight
ago,
videos. I love the fight
yes.
videos on Twitter. I remember like probably 4 years ago, there were grown ass like men and women running children over with shopping carts to get, and I'm like,
Oh,
damn bitch.
dude, it's nothing like it used to be. Like in the '90s, dude, like Black Friday, like you would see like with Tickle Me Elmo and bullshit like that, dude. Like people would be getting in full out fist
They
fights,
get to
and it would be a
jacking.
fucking mob. And I don't know if the use of everyone having a camera in their pocket
Yeah.
has changed that or not.
Hmm.
Because you can become famous for the wrong reasons real quick. And
Infamous.
yeah, so um, it's funny because I went one year. I went Thanksgiving night to a Best Buy to get like a 70-inch TV. That was like the only time I ever like Black Friday out and was like, oh, they have limited. Like, let me go see if I
Yeah.
can get one.
A lot of people
Um,
not to cut you off, a lot of people are more like Cyber Monday now because
yeah,
you don't have to leave the
you
fucking
don't have to leave the
house.
house, right?
Exactly. I don't have to go stand in line or deal with a bunch of people. I feel like too.
Absolutely.
I feel like too social anxiety has grown in a shit ton of people. So it's like for a lot of people the concept of going out and being in the public with a bunch of people walking around. It's like
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. I'll just wait till a Cyber Monday and then spend $800 on Amazon, just buying whatever when they could have spent. Like I feel like if you could buy the same things on Amazon for 800 on Cyber Monday that you could for 600 on Black Friday, I feel like the majority of people they'll swallow the $200 that they lost by just staying
yeah.
at home and getting
Well,
it
so
put
like
to their door.
a lot of these things were like, oh, Black Friday sales start at like 5 a.m. and
Yeah.
they do that. Well, me and the girlfriend figured out like a couple years ago, I think on our first Thanksgiving together, we went like in the afternoon at like 3 o'clock, and there's not many people out, and they
Mhm.
still have deals, and they still have shit. Like I
Mhm.
know if you want your big electronics or whatever,
You
there's
better get
limited
there
or whatever. But
early.
like if you're going for like clothes, like we went and got like a few hoodies and shit last year, and super cheap clothing, and we're like, all right, that works too, and we didn't have to deal with the big rushes and all that, and it was kind of fun. Because we were like, okay, well, I guess everyone got tired out this morning, and
Mhm.
we'll do it now. So that's probably what we'll be doing Friday. Um, obviously probably after our show and things like that, and we can recap our Thanksgiving Day and look forward. But we also have 3 football games on tomorrow.
So excited.
We have the Lions and Packers.
Mhm.
Who what are the other two? Cowboys and
Cowboys are hosting the. Do you want to take a guess?
um I'm gonna guess it's not division.
Correct.
Um Kansas City Chiefs?
It is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Really? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
And
So
the and the and the
I
late night
expected them to
game.
either be I expected them to either play Dallas or be the late night game because,
Yeah. Now,
we have the Turkey Cookies,
do
Turkey
you
Taylor.
Turkey Taylors? Do you know what the late night game is?
I have no idea.
It is the Baltimore Ravens hosting Joe Burrow's back and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Nice. So, the first game, the Lions will always play the first game. It's funny because the Lions are good now,
When did that
for
tradition
so
start
1930s
for them playing the first game?
for them to play Thanksgiving. Yes.
That's crazy.
Like Dallas and Detroit. I forget who. I think Detroit might have done it first. I'm not sure, but that's the reason. Like the owners of the teams at the time wanted to play on Thanksgiving, and so
Mm.
that's why they were able to do so. And that's when before the Lions were good. I mean, we've only been good for 3 or 4 years. So like the 70 or 80 years prior, people like were trying to petition the Lions to get off of Thanksgiving, but
It's
they didn't have a
tradition.
leg to stand on. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
we've been doing it since
The
for
dawn of
90 some
time.
years,
Yeah. It's
right?
and it kind of evolved into like a popular meme. Like you saw, I don't remember what year it was, where Family Guy did their Thanksgiving and Brian and Stewie ended up at the zoo, and
Yeah.
Brian ends up in the lion pit and he was like, "Hey, aren't you guys supposed to be losing a game? Aren't you guys supposed to be losing a football game?"
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be in Detroit losing a football game? Yeah. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, I think the Lions are going to lose tomorrow. I just have a weird feeling that they haven't been clicking on all cylinders,
Hmm.
and it just seems like there's something off about the team in general. So I think the Packers are going to win. As far as the Chiefs and Cowboys, the Chiefs had like a little bit of a get right game against the Colts by coming back. I think they're going to ride that momentum and beat the Cowboys on the road.
Yeah.
And then the late game, the Ravens are in a must win. I think so. I think I'll take the Ravens because they were what 6-5.
They're 6-5, and the Bengals are without T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. So give me the Ravens. Give me the all. Are the Ravens at home?
The Ravens are at home.
All right, give me the two away teams for tradition and the home team at night.
Yeah, for the first game, Green Bay and Detroit, you really notice, and I knew Sam Laporta was a awesome superstar young tight end. His ability and his just aware him being on the field is kind of, now I think Tucker Kraft is more important to Green Bay
Yeah.
than Sam Laporta is, but you really see the lack of a over the middle threat for Green
Hmm.
Bay. And like Josh Jacobs, who missed last week, is questionable. Then Matthew Golden questionable. Dontavian Wicks questionable. They've got three. They is in Green Bay. Jaden Reed questionable. So they have a lot of. I always think that the deep receiving core that doesn't have a number one. I
Hmm.
think that shit's overrated because it's like, okay, so you have a bunch of guys, and here's a good
Yeah.
example: the game that they almost lost against the Giants, they had what, 7, 8 drops, and a lot of them were just
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. You're in the NFL. You can catch the ball. You can run a route. Like, if you don't have an elite guy, like you said, you just have guys. Like, and they have enough talent to be in the NFL. So like, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter if you have your third through seven receivers if you don't have your first two. I get it.
Hmm.
Um,
I think
So
I like
I
to
didn't actually know all that was going on with Green Bay. It kind of makes me think that
sway
Detroit
it
actually
around.
has a better chance
Uh-huh.
than they do. There's something about the Lions that is off right now, and it seems like they can't put the three phases of football together all in one game. It's
Yeah.
either their defense is lacking with the pass rush, or their defensive backs are either getting penalized for stupid stuff, or leaving guys open, or it's the offense not clicking. Jared Goff and St. Brown haven't been on the same page a lot. Sam Laporta, like you said, his safety blanket's gone. Um, the offensive line isn't the same. And, a very underrated part of football is the special teams have been horrendous. Like their kickoff defense is like
Dreadful.
teams are getting great field position almost every possession
Yeah.
against the Lions. And like it's like, okay, if Jack Fox doesn't pinpoint them down to the five, we're starting off drives 30 plus yard line, like 40-yard line. So
Mhm. My
they're
thing.
they're giving the other team a good starting field position where you only need 20 yards to get those 3 points on the board.
Yeah. My thing is, I saw this scenario. I saw these two teams splitting, anyways. I assumed both home teams, and we know Jared Goff is way better at home in a controlled environment than on the field, and than outdoors. And the biggest thing for me too, speed travels indoors, and with Jamison Williams and with Jahmyr Gibbs, I could see just a. I think that Detroit wins a tight game, but I think okay. So the spread is 2.5, and the Lions are actually favored.
Yeah.
I like them to win,
Which is
and
basically a pick 'em. That's basically
yeah,
a pick 'em. The favorite is because Detroit's at home.
exactly.
So,
I I like Detroit to win. I think it means more for. I think the game means more for Detroit. I think now there is the coming down from such an emotional win that they had last week, on a short week per se, but I like Detroit at home
I'll tell
for
you this, whoever wins this game is winning the division.
not the
I'll
Bears.
I'll I'll say that no, the Bears have no shot, dude. The Bears for real. We went through what last week or whatever. All the Bears wins. They're 7-3, right?
They're 8-3 after they beat mine.
8-3.
Yeah,
Okay. I looked at their schedule going forward. They could possibly, and obviously they probably won't do this, but because it's against the odds. But boldly, I looked at the remaining schedule, and they could literally end up 9-8.
yeah. Like
They have
there's
one game that should be a win, and the rest of them,
I'm
who
about to
knows?
I'm about to look it up for science purposes. So let's go ahead and go to the Chicago Bears schedule. All right. Thank you so much. All right, so they are at Philly, L.
Loss,
At Green Bay, we're gonna see.
loss.
I think that
Yeah, we'll see, but
yeah, loss. Uh, the Browns at home.
win,
Uh, hosting Green Bay,
loss,
at the Niners,
loss,
and then hosting Detroit. Yeah,
loss.
like they could lose. They could, just like you said, they have one more semi layup game.
Yeah,
And once
and
again, the Browns defense is good enough to keep it close if Caleb is
and the
off.
and the Vikings aren't in that either. So like you have three divisional games,
Mhm.
two against your biggest rival, one against Detroit, who is going to take that game personally as well because of Ben Johnson.
Mhm.
And we went through their schedule before as far as their wins already, and none of them are against winning teams, I don't believe. So, um, they caught or if they did, I think they beat one winning team, and it was kind of the thing of we played them at the right time.
Yeah.
Um, so I think whoever wins this game between Green Bay and Detroit will win the division. Um,
And then
the
to
the
good.
the Chiefs are going to have their hands full with Dallas. Dallas's offense is starting to click. And the Chiefs are a weird team, but we all know the NFL loves the Chiefs. They have to get right if they're going to make the playoffs.
Mhm.
I don't think they have a shot at their own division.
No.
And then we'll see how Joe Burrow is without one of his main targets in the late night cap.
Yeah, I think that it's so funny because that like when they hired Brian Schottenheimer, I was like, okay, well, first year head coach, but one of the things is whatever side of the ball coach you are, that side needs to be your baby, and that offense is
Yeah,
excellent. Now their
yeah,
defense sucks, but with the addition of Quentin Williams, they've had two back-to-back, solid weeks, holding the Eagles to 21 and then dismantling Vegas, but it's Vegas. I like the Chiefs to win. They need it more than it's funny because both these teams need it, but because Dallas has a
yeah,
tie, the Chiefs need it more due to the
yeah.
Dallas has like that kind of half game that's ties are always
Mm,
funky when it comes to tiebreakers and things like that. And then yeah, with the Ravens and Bengals, no Trey Hendrickson, no T Higgins, unless Jamar Chase is going to go for 800 yards, which he might, because in the two games that they played last year, he went crazy. But that if I remember correctly, both of those were with T Higgins, and I think Trey
right.
Hendrickson did play in both. I
And
expect
how are they going to stop Derrick Henry?
that's
Like,
that's my biggest thing.
the combination of Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, especially if they start running some options and things like
Hits.
that, because they're going to expect Derrick Henry to run right up the gut. So you're going to put, 5+ in the box.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
and
going to be
Zay
tough to
and Zay
combat.
Zay Flowers is excellent. They still have two good tight ends, and once again, Derrick Henry is one of those bell. I think he's the last bell cow running back where
Mhm.
I need volume to where it's like there will be drives where it's 2, 3, 4, 8, 3, 60.
Yeah.
And he is just ridiculous, and I expect him to have a big game Thursday night.
It's like chopping away at a big block of ice, right? Eventually,
Dude,
you're going to pound your way through,
100%.
and he just gets stronger as the game goes on
Hmm.
because of his build. So, yeah, without Trey Hendrickson, it's going to be tough for them to stop him. Um, Other than that, man,
Yeah, that kind of wraps up.
kind of, we kind of wrapped up our Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving out there.
Hmm.
We won't be back until Friday at 12:30, so be careful. Be careful tonight. Biggest bar of the night of the year. Drive safe, drink responsible, have fun, enjoy your hangover tomorrow
And if
before you eat.
and if you don't have a designated driver, just call Uber or Lyft, dude. I
Yeah, you got Uber, you got Lyft, you got taxis, you got so many. You can, maybe your city has those little riding scooters. That's better than getting behind the wheel.
a
Um,
hundred and ten
so
percent.
so enjoy tonight. Make sure you eat plenty tomorrow. Get in that food coma. Enjoy those nicely prepared meals. Make sure you thank the people that prepare the meal. Thank the people that host. And just give everyone thanks and be thankful for what you have. Um, if you're going out for Black Friday, whether it's tomorrow night or in the morning, be courteous. Don't I know everyone runs and gets what they want, but we are all human beings, and the world is better when we're nice and polite to each other and respect each other. So even if you are trying to get that Tickle Me Elmo or that Tamagotchi or that 87 inch screen, make sure you at least keep your morals, be respectful. Um, Other than that, we will be back on Friday
Hmm.
at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are usually live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It looks like this 12:30 thing might be a thing for a while, so join us at 12:30 on those three selected days. Go over to newleafnews.com/network. Both of them take you to the same great site. We have daily content, whether it's sports, entertainment, um, murder stuff, horoscopes. We're growing by the day. We have a ton of phenomenal writers. One of our writers, Gabriella, just had a story about, I believe it's a some kind of an influencer got shot in LA. Great article. Go check that out. She's usually the one with, when we say murder shit and trial stuff, she's right on top of her game, and she's a phenomenal writer. So go check out her work. Um, you can find us over on our five social media platforms, whether it's X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at New Leaf News. You can check myself out at Bobby Caboose on Instagram, on X. That is underscore Lawson, or it's Lawson underscore 1226 on both those platforms as well. Hey,
Hmm.
we're exactly a month away
Holy
from the
shit.
big day. So, we may be a day before Thanksgiving today. In a month will be Boxing Day, the day after everyone's favorite holiday, and everyone's least favorite day because it's 364 days more until Christmas, and Lawson eats that every year because no one cares about his birthday. So go check out his Amazon wish list. He might be adding stuff He might be adding stuff right now, looking down on his phone, because Black Friday is Friday, Cyber Monday. Get those deals for him. Like, you could get him a very expensive item for cheaper if you just do it this weekend. So make sure you do that. And thank you for joining us, and enjoy your holiday, and eat plenty of ham, not turkey.
Ham.
Lawson, you want to take us out?
Ham.
Hey,
Dress. What?
episode 94.
94.
Who's your favorite 94?
DeMarcus Ware.
Okay, mine's NHL 94 because it's still considered one of the best hockey games of all time.
That's a good one.
The Sega Genesis.
That's a really good one. I was
Pavel Bure, I think, was on the cover.
That's a crazy pull, but I respect it. For New Leaf News and the Legends Clubhouse, I am Lawson Turner, and that right there is Bobby Kaboose. We will see you beautiful people Friday at 12:30. I was about to say a.m. p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, really?
And once again, have fun tonight. If you're gonna go out drinking, even listen. If you're the designated driver and your buddy's too drunk and he wants to get behind some heavy machinery, I don't care if you gotta fight him. You do not let him get behind that wheel. Worst case scenario, just call an Uber. Even if he lives an hour away, it might be expensive, but listen, it's better.
A full Nelson.
Dude, literally, and it's better to spend 60 on an Uber than all the
1,000 on the DUI.
Right. Well,
or the potential of killing someone. So
110%. Well, once again, we hope you enjoy Thanksgiving from New Leaf News and the Legends Clubhouse, from our family to yours. Happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you Monday afternoon at 12:30 a.m.
Friday, not Monday.
Friday, 12:30 a.m. p.m. Eastern Standard Time, p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, once again, happy Thanksgiving, and we hope you enjoy. Until next time, peace.